I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today. I know we still in the NBA season. You know, Carl's excited about this season. You see the shirt. Still in the MLB season. Hockey season. Playoffs is here too. But this is going to be an all NFL show. We got the NFL 2025 schedule released from every single team. And we got a few teams in our R2L community that we want to address as far as their schedule. So look, myself and Joe Jordan. Y'all can see those two on my left, but to your right, I got Michigan Dunson, Tomo, co-host of In the Red Corner. Dave's not here right now, but to fill in for Dave, we got CTC's finest, Carl Talking College. My boy Carl here representing. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, I'm doing good. I mean, it's been a very entertaining few days in the NBA chat, the NFL chat, the MLB chat. All the chats is just going crazy, man. It's been very entertaining, but I'm also here to see what we got to say about these schedules being released and also why my HOA partner got on that Tigers gear, man. We talking football, man. What's up, y'all? Oh, you're on mute, sir.
Carl never had a vision ever. This is history.
Ooh, yep. That's what we're talking about the Nets. Yep. So while Carl getting his audio together, man, let us know you still mute, man. How you feeling, Joe?
I'm feeling good, but you know, Dave's not here. But you know what Dave would say, Tomo? It's Friday. What he always say? What people normally do on Friday? They have fun and they turn up. Let's turn up.
Turn me up.
Somebody do that for Carl's mic.
Exactly.
How you about to?
Bro, you're still on mute. I don't know what you did. Bro.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Bro, when I dropped the mic before the intro was over, I accidentally pressed the mute button on the mic, and I just seen it flashing. So
what's up, Carl?
What's going on, everybody? I was going to say I ain't seen nothing backstage, but now I just told myself that's why I was muted. But yeah, man, I'm representing the number one team in all of the MLB, the Detroit Tigers today, man. Just wanted to show some love to my boys. New pickup. I just got this shirt last week, so that's why I wanted to wear it. I was supposed to wear it on BWT last night, but you know, Red Sox fans didn't want to talk about the series. They didn't want to talk about getting swept, so I wore it on R2L today. So, but I'm ready to talk this football. Let's get it.
So you filling in for Dave, but you want to remind him what you did to his team. That's basically what you're doing right now. Okay.
Yeah, man. You know, he got to sweep the corner, sweep before, come back.
All right, y'all. Look, we are streaming this on 4 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. So make sure y'all like the video on all 4 platforms. Make sure you follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us everywhere, either at Refuse to Lose Sports, but on Twitch and X, you can follow us at R2L Sports. So make sure you do that. And share this episode with someone so they can come on and watch this episode live with you, because we can see everything you say in the comments. You can be involved in the show, by being in the comment section. We can see everything. We're going to put them on the screen. As you can see, shout out to my boy Teddy. MLB is king. Carl might feel that way right now.
Only because the
Until
Tigers on top.
until September. All right. But shout out to my boy Ty in the comments also. Hey, hashtag pushing 40. My boy TYP. Pacers going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Teddy also Duck Goose. But last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. But before we start the show, I might go left field real quick. I want to ask Tomo a question. We had some. He might put this in this break in his box. Let's say box in his last words. But I want to ask you right now before we get to the NFL. Lamar Roach and Javonte Davis, they fighting. Part 2.
In August, right?
Yeah. So you the boxing guy in the red corner. I just want you to tell the people and us how you feel about that.
I mean, I'm happy the rematch is happening, but I don't know how I feel about Tank at this moment, man. So I'll tell y'all a little bit more in the red corner, but just know that rematch is going to be a good one. And Ty somewhere in the comments something about taking a knee. I see you typing, Ty. I see it. See, there you go. He's going to say something else, though, but nah. It's going to be entertaining. I'm more so ready to see what's next for Lamont because, like I said, Tank at this point, I don't know.
Todd said Tank been in the lab. Oh.
I knew it. It happened again. As soon as I brought up Tank, I'd be right back.
Chris Jericho.
Hey.
Break the walls down.
Yo, what's going on today, man? First call, now Tomo. But look, man, we're going to just go right into it, man. Wait for Tomo to come back. Hold on. Purdy sign. Shout out to Dave. Purdy sign. Okay. He out for that one. All right. How is fighting through the pain? Okay. Joe, what I do? I don't know what I did. But anyways.
He had a cast for 2 weeks. What a cast for 2 weeks? You had a cast.
How is fighting through the pain? He had a cast. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. But look, Carl, let's go right into it, man. The first team we're going to talk about are the 49ers because like we said backstage, we got to go from least to worst. Sorry, Dave. So let's get right to it.
Trading Debo, they finally signed their quarterback, Brock Purdy. We've been talking about a few days showing up some of these pieces. Has always been known for kind of like running the NFC West. So now we got to see, are they going to still be the best in the West? And, well, you got Debo, Joe. So how you feel about this 49ers schedule?
Watching them highlights, what Debo did them touchdowns, I was like, he looked pretty good in them highlights, So I know. So that's all I want to say. But as you can see in the notes, they have a formula. It says 49ers are the only team that does not play a team off of a bye week. They're the only team in the NFL. We're going to get to the Commanders. We play the most teams that come on the bye week, by the way. All right, which is wild. But they got the last place schedule. And, I mean, obviously the 49ers, we know that them last year, they were bad mainly because of the injuries they had. They had a lot of injuries. So we expect them coming back being healthy. Chris McCaffrey, Bernard Ayuk, them guys coming back being healthy. We expect them to be better than last year. And coming in and then they came in last year with the first place schedule, playing the NFC North, playing their own division, right? Stuff like that. So coming back this season, playing the last place division, the last place in every division. What's so funny, Carl? Carl laughing.
The comment.
See what Ty said?
Season, get ready. Dang. I mean, Brock Purdy got paid. I know some people feel like he's underpaid. I mean, I don't think he's underpaid for real. I feel like
crazy.
Overpaid. I don't think he's overpaid. I thought it was right on the money. I felt like around the 50 million mark was ideal. If you would have got and he got 53 million, then you got to think about it. Only 36 a year is guaranteed, something like that. 36, 38 million dollars a year. I think it's 181 for 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's fully guaranteed. So you got to take that into consideration. So I think that's really good. It's a really good contract. So I mean, if somebody like Tua, his contract is kind of similar to Tua. If somebody like Tua couldn't get something like that, then Brock Purdy definitely could get that. So. But I think the 49ers, I mean, their schedule, I mean, it's nothing special about the schedule because they got the last place schedule. They got what the Commanders had last year. They had the last place schedule. And, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right now. I feel like outside of the division, I mean, what we got? The Falcons, the Texans, and the Bears, maybe. That are again, the Buccaneers, sorry. That might be really tough opponents. You said who?
Yeah, we could have left that out.
The Jaguars, we're gonna get the Jaguars when we make
Yeah,
our predictions, man. Because Trevor
TBD.
Lawrence, yeah, because Trevor Lawrence, man, he let me down last 2 years. But I expected to bounce back, and I think the 49ers will be a playoff team next year, though.
Carl.
All right, man. So first of all, I'm a I'm a step up for Dave a little bit, man. 6-11 is just a microcosm of how the season went for them in terms of like injuries. You know, you had Christian McCaffrey. I think it was the Bills game, ruptured Achilles or something like that. You just had wicked injuries all throughout the year. Juwan Jennings had to step up to be the number one receiver, and I think he did a pretty good job in that. Now looking to be at the number two receiver, or him and Ricky Pierce will be fighting for the number two spot. But overall, I think the 49ers are looking cool. They did lose a lot, though, defensively. And I'm not talking about in terms of like a lot of people, but they did lose a lot in Drake Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga. Those are two big pieces they're going to have to replace. I do like Malik Mustafa. He's the athletic freak, and he's going to hit you. I do like that. And Fred Warner, he's pretty good. He's one of the best linebackers, if not the best middle linebacker in the league. So I think they'll be straight there. I'm looking to see if Ronaldo Green has a big year this year. Second year play out of Florida State. I really was high on the guy at Florida State. But for sure, I'm looking, like Joe said, I'm looking at the schedule. I think they can. I think they can really bother Bo Nix and the Broncos. They play the whole AFC West minus the Chiefs, which is absolutely crazy. So they dodged the bullet there. The Bucks, like I said with Joe, that's a game
No,
that.
no, no. AFC West is sorry. The top that's the preseason.
Oh, my fault. So they don't play the AFC
That
West.
would be crazy, right? The whole AFC
Yeah,
West is some of the Chiefs.
my fault. But that's actually crazy. They play the whole AFC West as the preseason. but yeah, I'm looking at these games, and like I said, like Joe said too, outside their division, there's not really many like big marquee games. Like Joe said, man, you got the Texans, which I mean, as you can see, if you can get the CJ Stroud, which their O line is not that improved. They lost Laremy Tunsil in the offseason. You can really bother that Texans offense. The Bucks is one they're gonna have. That's a big test. And then I'm looking. I don't know what the Bears look like. I know they got Ben Johnson. They saying they're going all in, but Caleb Williams on the second year, that has to be seen. I'm looking Giants. No, I mean they got Russ and Jameis Winston, but do I think that turns around the Giants organization? No, I do not. The Seahawks, they have Sam Darnold. We know Sam Darnold be seeing ghosts when games get big. Ask the Lions. So I'm not too, and that's also in the division. We don't Saints. We don't know what that quarterback situation is going to be yet. Joe said the Falcons. I'm still iffy on the Falcons. I know a lot of people always come into the Falcons can do this, and they let us down every time. So I don't even know if I consider the Falcons a game yet, to be completely honest with you. The schedule for the 49ers coming off injuries is very, very favorable in my opinion. And they could look to get back on top of the NFC West.
Yeah, from what it was saying, they do have one of the easiest schedules in the league. And like you said, bouncing off of the injury riddle season, you know, I got to take my shots when I can, man. It's the 49ers. So yeah, Dave, I understand there was some injuries there, and that's probably why y'all went 6-11 and then had to pick right before the Cowboys in the draft. But that's just how life fell for you all this year. You get your quarterback back. There's some questions with Kyle Shanahan. We have a lot of those conversations within the chat about who's a top 10 coach or top 5 coach. This is one of those seasons where you can definitely use this to bounce back because, again, like you said, outside of their division, this is more so in their favor. Now, if they had Debo, I would say there was a clear-cut lock to actually win that division, but then you got to think Brandon Ayuk is still coming back from the ACL injury last year, so he's like, we're going to be a little bit better. The relationship between him and the chemistry between him and Purdy is going to be 10 times better. Kittle's now happy, so you got your running back. Your tight end back. So that's 2 pieces of your wide receiving core. Then you got a healthier Christian McCaffrey. So that right there just shows us some questions that you all had last year. He's not on the cover of Madden, so you definitely don't got to worry about that also. And they got 5 primetime games too. So with the strategic buy, I think this is lined up for the 49ers to make a big comeback in a major way, win a division, get in the playoffs, and shake some things up. Because, you know, a lot of teams made the playoffs last year that nobody was expecting. So we'll see.
Yeah, having 5 primetime games and being last place in the division is crazy, but it's a 49ers though. It's a marquee franchise. And I do want to say this. Robert Sala also is there. Bringing him back it's another big piece to pick up. And the pushback with Carr said, the problem with the Bears, I think the Bears will be good this year. First of all, the coaching offensively will be much better. And number two, just like you said with Steve Stroud, but the offensive line, that was Chicago's issue. And they addressed that in the draft and in free agency. So the Chicago Bears, I feel like, will be much better this year. They still got the weapons they had from last year. Like, still, except for Keenan Allen, but they still got their weapons. So I think they'll be better. And the Falcons, think about this. Kirk Cousins had a downpour in the season, and they were 1 win away from being in the playoffs. So I feel like when Michael Penix coming in with a 4-year, I feel like the Falcons will be good because the defense will be better. The defense is still good, So I think the Falcons is a good team to watch for there. But outside of the Falcons, the Bears, and the Texans, Jaguars are iffy. Everybody else has non-divisional games. It's kind of like maybe the Giants might be tough defensively. I don't know, but we'll see. And they put the Giants early in the season, right? Yeah.
November 2nd, like mid-season.
Oh, that's week 9. It's going like this. Sorry, it's going like this.
Yeah, it's mid-season.
Okay.
It don't matter when they play the Giants; they gonna beat them.
I mean, the early the better.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna change the profile.
I don't. Yeah, I'm with Tomo. I don't think it matters when because this is my thing, right? We seen Russell Wilson with the Steelers, and although they say he looked better than Justin Fields, by the end of the year, they was like, why would y'all take Fields out? Like, they started to turn back on Russell Wilson. And then Jameis Winston, love the guy, funny guy, protect Jameis Winston at all costs. But we know he prone to throwing picks. He beat the Ravens, but in beating the Ravens, he threw a pick to Kyle Hamilton right in the breadbasket, and he dropped it and came back and threw a touchdown for the win. So
I'm with you. I just think the offensive play calling will be much better in New York than it was in Pittsburgh. With Brian Daboll over
no, I agree. Over Arthur Smith. I agree.
Yeah.
You're right, because Daniel Jones was the quarterback. That might be a little bit of the reason why. But he almost beat was that the Browns when they played them in the snow?
Oh yeah.
That was the Browns, the snow game.
Yeah.
No, Jameis.
Yeah,
Jameis won.
Jameis.
Yeah, they lost that game.
Jameis won.
No,
lost that game.
No, I thought George Pickens.
Oh no, the Browns did.
The Browns won.
Go ahead, George Pickens.
The Steelers did lose because
George Pickens crashed out on George. And Greg Newsom at the back of the end zone.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yep,
the Browns won.
Exactly what it was. Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
I remember that.
And that's when I knew.
I remember that day. I remember a call came in the chat. It was like, "Hey, y'all see George Pickens crashing now?" Like that's all he saw.
Bro, I was at home and I looked. I said, "Bro, he could have caught the touchdown. He decided to fight. Like while the ball was in the air, he grabbed the cornerback and said, "Hey, bro, you coming with me?" and started to fight. He just forget the game. That's what happened when you fed up with your quarterbacks and then you go on to Dallas.
Hey! Before you go to Dallas, Tomo, I do want to say this. They do got a little tough stretch right here. Look, they got to play. If the Jaguars are good, they got the Cardinals, Jaguars, Rams, Bucks, Falcons, and Texans in a row.
Yeah, but we were talking about outside the divisional games.
No.
I get what you're saying.
I'm talking about that's kind of a tough stretch for them in their schedule. Because that's one thing I've been trying to look for. Like, where is everybody's tough stretch? And that's theirs. Their tough stretch is from week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to week 8. That's a little tough stretch. So if they don't get their act together early, they can start off behind the 8 ball.
But that's if, and big if, the Jags are good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and you already know how they division games. They're just like the NFC East. He can go either way, but they've been owning a few of these teams in their division. So
yeah,
you never know with the 49ers.
Rams and then Matthew Stafford.
And then the Rams, they done got some weapons. So it's I don't know. Might be a little different. But hey, Joe, change that background, man.
I got you.
Hey, bro. No, he didn't. Well, I mean, we went from 16-11 to 16-11. Damn, right? Anyway,
okay,
7-10. Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
You see what team that was, but I ain't gonna say too much.
Hey, huge win right there, baby.
Bad loss right here.
baby. Huge
There we go,
loss.
back to back.
Huge
You know what I'm
loss
saying?
right there, baby.
But that was a nice pass, though. Garbage time stats. Oh, this was a great win right here.
Go.
This was a great one.
Hey,
Gotta
bro,
go.
he hit the maddest spin you don't want to score
That
a
was
touchdown.
crazy.
So I can. All right. So I was forced to go, and then people ask, they like, "Well, how you feel about the schedule?" It's like, well, Cowboys always got a tough schedule. I mean, at the end of the day, they the media darlings. Like, we watched the facility talk about the Cowboys 5 days straight. George Pickens got traded last week, and they still talking about the Cowboys to this day. Like, it makes no sense why they keep talking about them. But it sells. I think they got six prime time games.
Yeah, I got
Second most.
Yeah, no. The Chiefs got 7, I think.
Yeah, that's why
Second most. I got the second most.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't hear the second part. I just said most.
Mhm.
All right, cool. I mean, if you ask me what I think about the schedule, I mean, we got to start off early. They starting off early. We got to go out there. We got to start fighting with the division early. We got the Giants. I mean, we got the Cowboys. I mean,
Jesus, Tomo.
I got to eat, man. I ain't eat before I got on the air, man. I'm sorry. We got Philly, then we got the Giants, and then we got the iffy Bears, and then we got the infamous Green Bay Packers. And if you a Cowboy fan and you sitting somewhere at home right now and you watching this, you already know how we feel about the Packers. I mean, we are in a division with delusional fan bases left and right. They say we're a delusional fan base, but when it comes to them Green Bay Packers, I can't stand them. And if you with me, hit that like button, because I promise you, it's something about the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. You would have thought they were the Philadelphia Eagles, because out of all the teams in the NFL, I can't stand the Packers the most.
Another division team.
Basically, to me, that's how it feels. So starting off early with that stretch, I mean, the one thing I feel about from week 1 to 5 with the new head coach, with George Pickens, and if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, I ain't going that far now. I ain't going that far.
too early.
No, he just asked who they are. Not.
All right, I give you that. I give you that.
You got a Giants hat on too.
Yeah,
Hey, who
it
y'all
sure
head
ain't
coach
them.
again?
Shouty.
Oh, that's right, Brian Stein. Okay.
Yeah. So with the new head coaching staff, you get George Pickens in with some of the draft picks, still questionable O-line. I would say by week 5, you should figure out who this team is, because starting off that gauntlet, you got to watch them drop the banner. That night is going to already prove what you've done all training camp and how you really feel about this all season going into the season. Then you already know week 2. I mean, we talk about records with Dak Prescott in the NFC East, but this is one that just is just like 15-0. Like, the Giants just can't find a way to beat this man. So you got to keep that record alive. Then you're going to Chicago and you got to figure some things out there. But on the back end, if by week 5 things go the way they're supposed to go, and let's say you probably 3-2 maybe, luckily 4-1 in that. But if
Hold on. Quick question: who's the 3 wins?
Oh, you trying to get them started, man. I mean, Meek Mill said it, man. Ain't this what you've been waiting for? That's one.
All right, Tomo saw through what I was trying to do. Continue.
You know he coming out, Tomo.
Come on now. They finally hanging banners for a Super Bowl and out of the division. They feeling good. And I'm doing that because the fan base be running down on me in the chat. But that's the only reason I'm talking trash. But I'm more so concerned about this back end, right? Of course, we got 4 Thursday night games. But you think about it, we got Philly, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers. People starting to throw the Commanders out there. I'm like, they like, man, we don't know if Dallas could beat the Commanders now. I'm like, they lost to Cooper Rush. Yeah, I might want to ease up on that. But that's a gauntlet right there. So this season is going to be one of those. It's the opposite of what it is for the 49ers. Yeah, they were in last place, but this one here is one of those you got to make or break. I seen a post somewhere. Somebody said the Cowboys can even go 12-4, no, 12-5, or 5-12. Like that, there's no in between. Like, this is what this schedule is. So
I vehemently disagree. I think there's a lot of in between that.
They just saying that if you're a Cowboys fan, you can be like, look, man, you can either go repeat from last year, but with all these questions that you have as far as your head coach, offensive line, and what George Pickens going to look like with Dak Prescott, you can either go 12-5 or 5-12. I see where it was coming from.
I'll go, Carl.
What do you think?
So, Tom, what I do like about what y'all did this summer, not summer, it's all season, outside of the draft and the free agency, the trade with George Pickens, is that he was the coordinator. getting the Bears head coach. I thought that was a great move right there. For Tomo, I see a potential tough 10-game stretch for y'all. Potential tough 10-game stretch. 10.
I know exactly where you're starting at too.
Us,
Yep.
It better
the
be Denver.
Broncos,
I thought you were gonna say
the
Denver.
Cardinals in Dallas on Monday night. Like, don't forget, Kyler Murray be lighting y'all up in Dallas. Right? And it's going to be on Monday night. Yeah. You remember last time he was in Dallas? He lit y'all up.
Wait, that's November. That's double XP weekend. We ain't worry about that. Continue.
Bro, chill out, bro.
Continue.
Chill out, bro. He did. I remember that game. Didn't like Byron Murphy had like a pick in that game too? Yeah, I remember that thing.
But, and I don't know why the Raiders
10?
are my sneaky team. Like, not my sneaky team, but I think the Raiders are being underrated a lot. You know, Pete Carroll is there now. They got Ashton Genty, Geno Smith is a quarterback. Not Geno Smith. They already got weapons. They got some weapons over there. So I feel like they're underrated, and y'all play them in Vegas. So I feel like that's gonna be a tough game for y'all. Then you got Philly. Why they do that to y'all? They got y'all against the Super Bowl game back to back, and then right in the Super Bowl game, they got y'all against the Lions. And finally, they get
Detroit
to play y'all in Detroit.
In Detroit, though.
Finally.
So now everybody keeps saying like, "Oh, the Thursday night games ain't that bad for real." The first Thursday night game is an opening night, so it's not a short week.
Yeah.
The second Thursday night game, that's gonna be a short week. But then you got back-to-back Thursday night games, so you really only got 2 short weeks to be real. And then you got the Vikings. I don't know. We don't know how they're gonna look, but they gonna have a good defense. I'm not for sure.
That's
the
true.
Chargers, I can see y'all beating the Chargers because Justin Herbert, and you got us again. So I think that's a 10-game stretch. That's y'all have to beat like these, and then like these early teams. Y'all got a tough schedule. Why y'all schedule so tough?
Because it's the Cowboys, bro. It's always been like this. It's always been like people always think I'm tripping. I'm like, bro, we've always had one of the toughest schedules.
That's true because the Ravens fall in that same category. That's true.
Why are y'all playing the Chiefs and the Lions? Y'all playing 2 division winners. Oh, you know what? We played the whole division. I'm tripping. We played the whole division. We all do. But y'all got a tough schedule, bro. Like, dang.
The one thing about the
NFC got a tough schedule, but yeah, not for
yeah,
real.
because they said the Giants got a tough one too. So, but the Thursday night game, and I'll let you go, Carl. The first one is coming off of playing Philly. So you talking about you going in? What is it? Oh, it's in Dallas though. You got Philly coming down here. It's a divisional game, and then you got to turn around and play Kansas City. So
wait, the first Philly game in Dallas?
No, I said
the
first.
This is on
the Thursday night. I'm talking about the Thursday night games. The first Thursday night is coming off playing the Eagles.
Oh, okay, got you.
In Dallas,
which is man, bro. You gotta play the Super Bowl champs back to back, and then the Lions.
Come on, man. One of them is like one of them. We see one of them like all the time, so I understand. I ain't gonna discredit them being Super Bowl champs, but we see them all the time. The other one, I don't know. That's gonna be a fight. But go ahead, Carl.
All right, man. So I'm pretty much piggybacking off y'all on this one. 2 short weeks because the first Thursday, like Joe said, that's the first game of the regular season. So I mean, technically after that, you start off with a little mini bye week, so that's cool. But it is tough that y'all do start off with 2 divisional opponents. The divisional games go either way. That is tough to do. And like I said, I knew what Joe was going when he talking about the 10-game stretch. I knew it was starting with the Commanders because that is tough. But I mean, I wouldn't sleep on the Panthers either. The Panthers gave Eagles go last year. They improved, I think so. And I think Bryce Young, if he can continue on the trajectory that he was on toward the end of the season, he got better and better as the season progressed. After he got benched, like after he came back from getting benched, he did play better. So if he can progress on that, that'd be cool. They also got him a weapon. I think they drafted T-Mac, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes, sir. They stole him. Go ahead.
Yep. So that's I won't sleep on the Panthers either. I'm looking, that 3-game stretch with the Eagles, Chiefs, and Lions, and maybe even the Vikings, like Joe said, is tough. Chargers, I'm so wishy-washy with the Chargers because, you could say because of Justin Herbert, but they rely on the run a ton. Like, they ran the ball well last year, and kind of took the ball out of Herbert's hands a little bit last year. So, and now they got Najee Harris, so I think they want to still pound the rock. So I'm a little iffy on the Chargers, but then again, you got the short week with the Commanders, and then another divisional opponent to end. So they start with 2 divisional opponents, they end with 2 divisional opponents. I think Micah said he saw 12 games easily. I don't know how he saw that. I don't see 12.
He saw 12 games easily.
That's what he said. Tomo, correct me if I'm wrong.
I can see the 12 too, but I ain't gonna say too much.
Oh,
but just
I'm
correct me.
being a little delusional. Yeah, he did say that. He was literally looking at his phone, like, "Oh yeah, we got 12 of these."
Yeah,
like, I was like, "All right,
Lazy
you
Mark,
better be
bro.
there for."
Hey,
ain't nobody listening.
Hey, Carl, real quick, before you continue. Out of all these teams, there are only 3 games on the schedule, in my opinion. Outside of these 3 games, every other game is against a potential playoff opponent.
Yeah,
playoff opponent. Like,
let me guess. Can I guess it?
Go
I
ahead.
want to see. Panthers are the one of the 3 you talking about. Jets.
Nah.
No? You think the Jets can make the playoffs?
I mean,
I know they got new coach.
They could
Aaron
possibly
Glenn.
make it. They could possibly make it.
Oh, they showing up.
I would say the Raiders, but you said you low key
The
like
Giants.
Oh, because they play them twice. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the Giants. They're going to sweep.
The Giants make the playoffs.
No, he's saying those are the opposite.
Come on, bro. Dak going to sweep Washington and Giants with the Eagles. Okay.
Hey man, you heard him, man. I ain't saying too much.
I heard this too right here though.
Episode,
Dallas is way off. They now the top 10.
Giants fan.
And that's a Cowboy.
I'm about to say, man's name is literally Texas boy, and I think there's supposed to be a cowboy right in the middle of it.
The Giants had 3 chances to get a potential great quarterback and said no. They even called the Titans to prank them, saying, "Hey, what you gonna do with the number one? Why you wasting my time? We're not giving you that pick. You wasting our time." They let Saquon go to the Eagles. Joe, I ain't got time to be addressing no Giants fans. The reason why I probably agree with you, and I'm glad you're here though. Make sure you subscribe because I got more talk. I got more trash talk for you. Become a member so you can be in the chats too. The link below. But that's why I said by week 5 you should know who this team is, because most of the teams that we played prior to, especially coming out the gate with the Eagles, one thing about Dallas is they can't stop the run. So if you come out that game and show that you can at least stuff the run and then flip it going the next week, of course the Giants will probably try to do the same thing, is run the ball, and then you got Russ there and all that. It's a new element. So you got potentially 4 teams that's going to show you what your defense is really made of. So we're going to see. We're going to see.
Everybody coming out.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
And I'm glad you said that, because that's what I meant to say when Joe was talking about the Bears. It's the run game I'm concerned about. Now, Ben Johnson, great coordinator, but he ain't got Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Swift is cool. Swift is cool. Swift ain't Gibbs. Swift is cool though. And then Roshan Johnson, cool. I like Roshan Johnson. I might. I don't know if I'm gonna say David Montgomery though. I'll take that back. But Roshan Johnson, I like Roshan Johnson. But it's just like sometimes Jahmyr Gibbs made those plays happen. And Swift can, but I don't think he can to the effect of a Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's Ben Johnson gonna have his work cut out as drawing up plays for the Bears. I will say that. But he does have a mobile quarterback with Caleb Williams though, so that is also a very different element because Jared Goff is not mobile in the slightest. But yeah, looking at his Cowboys schedule, I say it's tough, but it's a lot of in between 12 and 5 and 5 and 12. I don't know who said y'all see 12 and 5 or 5 and 12. It's a lot of in between.
I'm telling you, man, like when the season's over, after the draft, you look good. Free agency, make a trade, schedule come out. I'm telling you, everybody is like on a high. So these are exciting times.
But even when Micah said I see 12 games easily, I don't see 12 games easily. Like I don't see that. Especially coming off of somebody who was looking and being like, we probably get 9 to 10 wins before the Pickens trade. Like I didn't know how the schedule was going to shape out. Like I could see 9 to 10 maybe. Pickens add 1 or 2 wins there, but again, it's going to be a dogfight. It ain't going to be no easy road to 12. Now, if they go get a defensive tackle, I might come back on here and talk a little different. But right now, we gotta see.
Yeah, the easy part is the problem.
Yeah. Nah, that's kind of it's almost Draymond-esque the way he said it.
Bruh, oh my God, let's move on.
I'm glad you're here for this, Carl. I'm glad you're here for this, man, because we're gonna roll right into. Hey, man, we in the same barbershop, different chairs, man. We talking about the Baltimore Ravens now. What it do, Goot?
You know how
So
many
we're
you
gonna
many
talk
give me?
about. Hey, my man already know, yo. Let's go. We're coming off a team with, I hate to say it, but a heartbreaking playoff loss where it seems like things was going to turn around. You got another season to make things happen. You signed Derrick Henry back after there were people in the chat cracking jokes about it, saying that he's going to be a free agent.
Okay.
But he's, hey, come on now. 2-time, which should be almost 3-time MVP, but we'll talk about the Steelers. When Joe bring your schedule up, Carl, tell us how you feeling when it released.
Man, this is what I noticed off the break. I looked at the schedule for the first time today, and I said, dang, the NFL outdone themselves. At the Bills Sunday night, then you got a divisional game with the Browns, then back home again with the Lions, and then on the road yet again with the Chiefs, again on the road. I'm going to say it again on the road. Second time in the road, they're going to play. We play in Kansas City. Okay, Texans, we've been, you know what? I'm not going to say that, but we've been playing very well against the Texans. I'm going to change what I said. Then the Rams, which for some reason, the Rams games are always tough. I'm like, dang, 6 tough ones before. Well, I'm going to say 6 good ones before the bye week. Now, that's something I also noticed. The last 2 years, our bye weeks has been late. This year, our bye week is in the middle of the season. Don't know how to feel with that. Then we play the Bears off the bye week. That's cool. We play the Dolphins. Again, we played the Dolphins twice. Like, we split, but we should have honestly blew them out both times. So I'm not really scared of that matchup. Vikings, you know how John Harbaugh is against rookies. And yeah, technically he's not a rookie because he didn't play all of last year, but he's a rookie when it comes to like playing. And he went to Michigan, so we're going to blow him up. But I think our front end of the schedule is way harder than that back end of the schedule. And I think it's not even close. So if we could come out that front end alive, hey, man. I don't think Lamar's ever going to win MVP again because, I mean, what more can he do to win MVP? I mean, 41-4, best passer rating in a while and all that, and he still don't win MVP. I don't know what else he's going to do, but I think we're having a really good back end. We're going to, I'm going to say it, we're going to punish the Steelers. Punish them. They can't stop us. We stop ourselves every time against the Steelers. So yeah, that's what I noticed. Our front end is way harder than our back end.
Carl, when it comes to the Ravens, I really don't care about the schedule because outside of maybe the Chiefs, that's the only team y'all really struggle with that's good. Y'all normally beat good teams. Y'all get a good team in your schedule, you knock them out. You get the Bills, you knock them out. You get the Lions, you knock them out. I mean, you get whoever you get, knock them out. I'm worried about these sneak up teams. That's the Ravens right there.
That is true.
The Ravens be losing the teams that you have no idea that you would have bet the house on, and they just lose.
How long have I been saying that?
And it don't it be like right after they came off of spanking the good team though. Like when they beat the Lions last year, it was like 40-something points on the Lions, and then next week it was like, hey, what just happened here?
I said it all the time, bro. The Ravens always lose a game. You like, they lost what?
I'm telling you, I'm worried about. I'm worried about the Browns. Obviously, any given Sunday, I'm worried about the Browns against the Ravens. I'm worried about if Miami Dolphins turn out to be an average bad team. I think Miami will sneak up and beat them. But no. I'm tripping. It's a Thursday night game. Lamar will win that game. On prime time, Lamar shows out. I get on the spots. Except for that one time he do 4 and decided to get the Browns. They still won, though.
We still won. Hey, I know exactly what you're talking about. We still won. Mark Andrews had a crazy catch in that game. Too bad they wasn't in the playoffs when they dropped it, but
I know, won. Right? Y'all need them hands in the playoffs. But I will say the Jets, but nah. That's New York. Y'all going to beat the Jets. I mean, I'm not worried about y'all for real. I'm really not. Y'all don't play Gardner Minshew, so thank you God.
Yo,
I'm not really worried about the Ravens. Like you can't look at the Ravens schedule and say win loss. Like literally, when they play good teams, they show up. Lamar shows they do. They show up. It's just they fall the gas one, and then it be some crazy stuff. Like you'd be like, what's going on? So it's hard. But I do want to ask you this. Sorry, Tomo. I know you guys say something. But 10 other teams have more primetime games than y'all. How you feel about that?
Disgrace, blasphemy, every bad word you can think of. It's honestly terrible. How did the Dolphins have more primetime games than the Ravens? And no offense to you, Joe. Who's the bigger draw, Lamar or JD? You take it too long to answer that question. Stop being biased.
I mean, JD Young, that's why it's different.
Come on, man.
And it's a command. It's Washington.
Matter. The bigger draw today is Lamar.
I said him. My bad.
No, I said no. I thought you said something else. I say he's young. I thought you said he young. I thought you trying to make a joke that he ain't young, but
Nah.
But nah,
Push
I get
30.
Lamar. But the reason why I said is probably JD. People are probably more excited to see JD because of he's young and it's still like a curious about him. Lamar is like he's like Mahomes. Like we know, he's it.
See, this the thing though, right?
There's no disrespect.
That same sentiment you just had is why I would use it against you. The bigger draw is Lamar because you know what it is. You know on prime time, like you said, he shows out. You know what you're going to get. JD, while being young, and he showed out last year, this is his second year. You don't know if you're going to get a sophomore slump. You don't know if that was a fluke. I don't think it was a fluke, just totally being transparent. But you don't know that. Mm-hmm. So why are you not putting the guy that you've seen year after year show out on prime time? On prime time.
I just think we were a bad example. You could have used my else.
No,
like the 49ers, bro. The 49ers.
Oh, I was getting there. Y'all were the second example. The Dolphins was number one. Dolphins was the first example. Y'all were number two. 49ers, but they would come off a bad year, so I get it, though. And I feel like the 49ers are an NFL staple as well, so I get that. But just that's why I can't throw the Cowboys in there.
The Chargers?
Oh, that was coming.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Cook.
The Chargers was definitely coming because, one, we've been whooped them on prime times 2 years now. And like, come on, bro. They game not even primetime worthy. They game isn't flashy, like at all. It's just run, play defense, and Herbert might complete some passes here and there. Now, that wasn't always the case for the Chargers. They used to put the ball in Herbert's hands a lot. But last year with Jim Harbaugh, it wasn't so much. But with the Ravens, you might say, oh, y'all run too. But it's different. You know, we got the read option, Derrick Henry stiff arming fools or running somebody over, burning somebody, Lamar Jackson giving somebody the move that you ain't even see was coming. And now he didn't, Brandon Bradley Chubb, but he didn't tore your ACL. But yeah, it's a little different. But that's crazy. 4 primetime games for a 2-time MVP, 1 unanimous, should be 3, but they gave out a DEI one to Josh Allen. It's just blasphemy.
It's not even about Lamar. What you should have asked was which offense is a bigger draw? Ravens or Commanders? Y'all got Derrick.
So it's about Lamar.
But look though, y'all tower primetime games with the Broncos.
That's all I forgot about that. That's so nasty. That's so nasty.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry, Tomo. I ain't talk yet.
Nah, it's cool because I'm just looking at your schedule and trying to see. But then you would be the draw because the Cowboys is bad and they still found ways to put them on prime time.
But that's because y'all are the Cowboys, though. That's why I can't use y'all, bro. Y'all get talked about regardless.
Facts.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. The one game they wanted to flex was when we played the Bengals, but they couldn't because it was on Disney and they had the whole Disney Plus Homer Simpson, the Simpsons game, so they couldn't flex it, but they wanted to because both them teams was bad and they was like, "There's no way," and that was when the Bengals found a way to win the game. But anyway. As far as y'all schedule, though, man, I agree with what Joe was saying. Like, when it comes to the Ravens, you just know they're going to show up and play football, man. Like, when we watch the panels and Chris on here, I'm like, bro, he represents everything that the Ravens fan base is. It's like, bro, we're going to show up and BTA. Like, that's just what it's going to be with the Ravens. Like, and if it's anything else outside of that, you already know what, and Carl, I know he not here, so I'm going to speak for him. He going to blame it on Harbaugh. He gonna be like, look, man, your man out there doing this thing again, and here we go. We are not supposed to lose to these teams, and it all goes back to him. But y'all division, I really wish the Steelers would have won and got a quarterback. I know you mess with Vaughn a lot about just how Mike Tomlin don't
shout out to Ace.
Okay, Ace too, but just you mess with Steelers fans in general because I see you on Twitter as well. You mess with them in general about how they don't prioritize getting a quarterback, but having a quarterback in this division would have made it 10 times more better to watch y'all games. Granted, y'all games do be interesting, but to have another quarterback on the other side of the football, knowing that it's going to be even more prolific, That's just nice. Like when y'all go up against Burrow, and then you see what Lamar had to do to the Bengals with that sideline pass. Like it's just so many things. It's just so many moments that can happen like that in this division. But the one game, Joe, that you saying that they might slip up on, I think it's gonna be Minnesota. I think it's gonna be Minnesota.
We do rookies bad now.
I know, but I'm just
I know
saying.
JJ McCarthy again, technically not a rookie, but it'd be live rounds here, rookie.
It's a 1:00 game in Minnesota,
Fresh
which
off,
is really 12:00 in Baltimore.
yeah,
And
back from Miami playing that Thursday night game is we gonna see.
That's a mini bye week.
well, that's a mini
I know,
bye.
but
Yeah, they
but
should
I'm
win
just
that.
saying,
Yeah.
y'all might slip up. That's the one game because if y'all go down to Miami and put up more than 40 points, we know what's gonna happen the next week.
Like, look at them last year. Last year, the Ravens, they beat every good team, bro, except for the Super Bowl teams, the Chiefs
Shout out to
and
Justin Tucker.
the Eagles. They beat everybody else though, except for them two, and they lost one against the Browns and the Steelers, but they also lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Steelers, Browns, and Raiders. It's like, dang. But they beat up everybody else. They literally beat Buffalo, beat Bengals twice. Like Bengals were a good team, so they had to beat them. If Bengals were average, they probably would have lost to the Bengals. So.
Probably. Not probably.
Like I'm telling you, man,
What happened in that Eagles game?
Justin Tucker missed like 2 field goals.
And Lamar wouldn't run the ball.
Yeah, bro, he would not run the ball at all. It was pissed me off. But I mean, I think that game was really good defensively. It's just I think those 2 field goals really did hurt because then the Eagles got the ball late and they was able to run out a lot of clock, and then Saquon scored a late touchdown.
Yeah, that long run.
Yeah, that was their forte last year. Yeah, you right about that one too, man. Y'all definitely was on one last year.
Yeah, the best defense last year.
Best defense. I mean, you can flat out say they had the best team because look what they did to the Chiefs.
Yeah, they got the best roster. Shout out to Howie.
Hey, man. I mean, but Howie not the only one cooking in the NFC East, Joe.
Woo,
I went and got a GM too, right? Adam Peters made some moves too, right?
Woo!
I mean, where's it at? Where's Mark comment? I want to bring that up here. There you go, because Mark JD had the best rookie campaign ever. I mean, some would say, you take a franchise from turmoil to championships. Well, the game anyway. You could say he had one of the best rookie seasons. But also, outside of the rookie season, y'all lost that game, Joe. That play, he did that and missed. Like, that is insane. But from laughing stock,
y'all lost that game too, Joe. Good job.
Man, that was one of the nicest passes too.
That
was on the right side, and I know you're gonna go crazy with that one. But like I said, from laughing stock to now having 5 primetime games, and
it's good.
Before we talk about that, right? You know what scuffs my New Balances about that play, right? Noah Brown, when he was on the Cowboys, the Jaguars needed a simple slant route from him. He catches the ball with his chest, it bounces up, and they get a pick 6 and win in overtime. But yeah, he wants to stand in the end zone perfectly and catch a pass for the. Go ahead, Joe. Tell us about your. It's like, bro, these players, boy, they be picking and choosing, boy.
Oh man, listen, man. When I watched
Go ahead, Joe.
The schedule, right? When I saw the schedule, and okay, so when I saw the schedule, I'm like, you know what? This is a tough schedule, Tomo. Really tough schedule. Look at it. And then look how they got it set up. Look at the last few weeks of the season. We got 4 straight division games. We got the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. We got to play the Eagles twice in the last 2 weeks of the season, which is crazy. We have, as you can see, 8 standalone games this season, which in the last 3 years, we had 8 of those combined in the last 3 years. So it's a Jane Daniels effect. That's what it is. But I actually like the tough schedule, though, because it prepares you for the playoffs. It prepares you for the tough opponents. It kind of takes you to realization. And it also put a stamp on what happened last year, because a lot of people are always bringing the fact that we didn't really beat a playoff team last year. Right, when you go through our schedule, we only playoff team we beat were the Eagles. Oh, but the Eagles didn't have Jalen Hurts, so they don't count. But they dismissed the fact that we beat 2 playoff teams in the playoffs, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and beat the Lions. But I feel like with
Handled
the
the
schedule,
Lions at that.
the
You
what?
handled the Lions.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
if we nitpicking,
They were hurt too.
15 plays on the defense hurt.
I mean, they were hurt all year. Carl, they said number 1 seed.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
man.
I'm just saying.
You know, they
And
best defensive player got hurt way before the trade deadline.
And their best corner against the Vikings got hurt second play of the game.
I don't think that made a difference in that game. To tell you the truth, Jared Goff still had
saying.
5 turnovers.
I'm just saying if we want to nitpick like they do
You know,
NBA
Joe,
final runs and stuff like that, if you want to nitpick,
Go ahead, Tomo.
I need some New Balances because they scuffed again. You know, Joe, having a defensive coordinator who had a team lead the league in takeaways, only to get to the playoffs and not get a turnover. See him go to Detroit and do what he did. Go ahead, Joe. Continue.
But you know, I like what we did this offseason. Obviously, I like everything we did. Now, I do think that Jaden Daniels will take another league. A lot of people are expecting a sophomore slump. Whereas the difference between him and CJ Stroud is that he's a dual threat. CJ Stroud is not a dual threat. When CJ Stroud actually uses his legs, he looks better. When y'all remember the playoff game against the Chiefs, that was the most I've seen him use his legs. He was getting first down after first down after first down, but he doesn't use his legs. And plus, the offensive line for the Texans was not good last year. But what we did this year, we addressed the offensive line. Our first round pick was an offensive lineman, and we traded for Laramie Tunsil. And we got him another receiver. Well, the year before that, we only had really one legit receiver. I do like us bringing over Bob Brown. So I think our team is good. Defensively, I'm still worried, obviously. I just want to see how it would look second year with Dan Quinn and Joe Wick. But the schedule, I mean, I love it. I love the fact that we get to play Detroit again. Detroit get a chance to get their lick back. Now, obviously, the stakes are lower than the playoffs, but I like us with that challenge, like getting Detroit another opportunity to play us, and this time we will be at home. You know, I like the fact that we get to play the Falcons again. That was the down to the wire game, and we played them early in the season. I like the fact we get to do that. I like the primetime games. I love the fact that we get to play the Chiefs in Kansas City because you know what that's going to mean, right?
If you good, get used to it.
Huh?
I said if you good, get used to it.
I mean, it's cool. You know, it's just a game that just talks about the now against the future. That's what it is. It's the now against the future. Yeah, I said it. That's what I'm saying. So I like the fact we played on Monday night in Kansas City. I like the fact that Caleb Williams Tomo. I like the fact that Caleb Williams get to get his get back. We get to play him at home also again. So I love our schedule. I love it. I love the fact that it's tough. Because last year, I remember the Eagles had a tough schedule. And I was like, you know what? Y'all got a tough schedule. I'm like, but look, they rolled us on a tough schedule. When they got to the playoffs, it was curtains. So I love the tough schedule. And then by the time we get to the playoffs, we will be way more than battle tested for the playoffs. So let's go. I can't wait. Just watch some highlights, man. I was excited.
Can I bring up a comment real quick?
Go ahead.
The next one.
I knew it.
That's why I just said to Joe, if you're a good team, get used to it. If you're good, you will be playing Kansas City at Kansas City.
Except for Dallas. That's not a tough game. I'm sorry.
Did you hear what he said? If you're good. We weren't good last year.
Yeah.
Y'all was. Now go on out there.
Woo. I'm cool with it.
The funny thing about your schedule, and I'm just looking at it, is how they lined up that Kansas City game. It's the same way they lined up ours. We play a divisional game, and then you got to run right into Kansas City. Y'all play us, and then you roll right into Kansas City. And I think y'all play us, them both road games back to back. So it's going to be very, 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 very much high stakes. But like you said, it is a JD effect. Because again, if you don't win all those games, if you don't make it to the NFC Conference Championship game, your schedule doesn't look as tough, or the organization of the actual schedule. Because again, we all got to play the same teams. I mean, when it comes to divisions, we have to play them. But the JD effect definitely got you those 5 primetime games. I agree with you there. I think if you all continue to be good, you might get 6, or you might increase I don't think nobody gonna get 7. Like, you got to win the Super Bowl to get 7, and I'm still shocked they didn't give the Eagles 7, because at least they did win the Super Bowl and they beat the Chiefs. So how you give the Chiefs 7, but you give this team 6 I mean, you give them 5. I think they got 5, right?
Eagles
Yeah,
got
they got 5. We tied.
Yeah.
We both got 5.
Oh yeah, no. They gave that's why they got to close the gap because they still can't get 6 primetime games. But Joe, I mean,
Wildin'.
your schedule, yeah, no, they here now. I'm gonna talk about trash, yeah. But Joe, your schedule, it fits us, not a sophomore slump, but it fits a test for a second-year quarterback. Again, the film is out there. You're gonna go up against some teams that seen them. Again, you said teams that need to get their lick back. The Bears are definitely on the watch, but the Bears head coach is now on the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. So I don't know how the defense is gonna look against Jaden Daniels, but it's definitely gonna be a big game for Caleb Williams. I mean, the Cowboys, it's a divisional game, so we just want to look back for that Marcus Mariota play because I seen your boy Mark and hit on some. What happened the second time we played Mariota? Because your boy JD tapped the helmet. Did you forget that he tapped his helmet? I ain't gonna say too much, Mark. I ain't forget about that. But to end it, and you all have fights with the Giants, that's gonna be interesting 4 games because that's gonna come down to the division. I think it's either going to come down to the division or which team actually gets in the playoffs. And the fact that you play Philly, Dallas, Philly, it really might be for the division, depending upon.
Game in Philly too.
It's going to be a good one. But the one thing I am, and I didn't talk about it because I'm also saved it, it's going to be very lovely to wake up on Christmas and see both our teams play on Netflix, bro. Imagine, look how far you've come. You're on Netflix now. Y'all went from being on 1 p.m. at 7 on Fox 5 to now being on Netflix, man.
I do want to say that too. Our Christmas game is kind of like it's for how you feel everything's given. Man, how I'm gonna feel today, man? It's a holiday, family gonna be over. Am I gonna be happy or I'm gonna be upset a little bit? You know what I mean? So like when the Cowboys win, it's a great night for you. You like, hey, y'all saw that Cats by CD? You going crazy. Y'all lose, you have a good night, but it ain't the same. It's like, dang, everybody keep reminding you of the laws. Y'all said how it's gonna be on Christmas for us.
Y'all should thank the Ravens for having a Christmas Day spot. NFL said no more Ravens. They blow out teams on Christmas. They can't play on Christmas no more.
That was bad.
Yeah, they blow the Texans, right? Last year.
And the 49ers.
Oh,
that was on Christmas.
Everybody was there to see Beyonce anyway. They wasn't really there to see the Texans play.
Because the game wasn't something to look at.
But we play at 1 o'clock though, man. That's the only thing. Yeah. Well, I think 1 o'clock is good. 1 o'clock is good.
1 o'clock is good because now it's right in between after you open your presents, but it's also like you got enough time to let the game die down. Unless you're in the R2L chats, like if you're in the NFL chat, any team that lose on Christmas Day, you might just want to put your phone down. And Joe, Joe, I'm gonna say this though, you might be all right if y'all lose, right? Because it's me who has a family of Commander fans that's gonna have to hear about this if we lose. Like I'm gonna have to hear about this all day.
You're not gonna be all right. You forget Cotto, Worm. You don't think they're gonna be talking trash?
Said you can put your phone down. I'm gonna be in person with. I'm gonna be present with these people. I don't want to hear that.
Man, this man tripping, man. I just need this man to be back at the end of the season. That's all I need him to be. I need him to be back. That's all I need him to be. That's it.
Hey, I need him to be back. Hey, it's inspired. You're gonna be mad when you find out who got 7 primetime games this year.
Exactly. Yeah, he said you're only allowed to get 6.
Yeah, the Chiefs got 7.
You're gonna be real mad when you find out the Chiefs got 7. But I'm looking at this schedule, and I was gonna talk about that too. To finish the year with 4 divisional opponents is tough. Now, granted, y'all swept the Giants, but they weren't easy. Well, I feel like the second game was kind of easy. The first one wasn't, but I feel like the second one was. But then Philly, Dallas, Philly. That's tough. That is tough. That's definitely going, test the team going into if y'all make the playoffs or not. I don't want to jinx y'all by saying y'all gonna go. So you can do that. You can do that. I don't want that on my conscience. But I look at the beginning of the schedule, and I think that's a good start to get the team going. Giants, that's a good start. Test against the divisional. Then the Packers. Hey, Jordan Love might be throwing you some picks. Y'all did upgrade that secondary a little bit. I love Trey Amos from Ole Miss. Raiders. I'm not high on Geno Smith. I'm actually not as high on the Raiders as I think you are. I don't know how high you are, but you do feel better about the Raiders than most. So,
well, against like an average team, they could win for sure.
Yeah. And then the Falcons.
What?
Like 2 segments ago, you said they was gonna beat us. What you mean average?
I said could.
That's what he meant. You caught what he was putting down.
I can't wait. I can't wait till the season starts.
So NFC East bloodbath to the side. The Falcons again. I'm not as high on the Falcons. I'm not. I just feel like I just don't want to fall for it again this year. So I'll eat that if they're good this year, and I just say, you know what, I don't want to fall for it this year. I'm cool with it. Again, Chargers. Y'all know how I feel about Chargers. Bears. Let's get back. I like that. But yeah, I think to be honest with you, your front end isn't as bad. I think your back end is probably worse than your front end, and I think it's not even close. And that's how you want it, kind of, so you could be prepared if you make the playoffs. So I think the schedule is favorable for where you would want to be as a Commander fan going into the year 2 of the Jaden Daniels era. So yeah, I like the schedule for y'all.
And I want to address this. He said, Charles, my boy, standing low games like Christmas and Black Friday. So look, the Chiefs play the Giants. Wow. The heck? They play the Giants Sunday night. That's one game. They play the Jaguars Monday night. They play the Lions Sunday night. They play us Monday night. They play Dallas on Thanksgiving. They play the Texans Sunday night. They play the Broncos Thursday night. I just count 8. That's 8 primetime games. Oh, am I tripping? Well, I counted 7. There you go. That's more than 6. Chiefs got the most. But the Chiefs brought in the most views last year, though, of any other team. So it makes sense.
That's the free game?
It do.
Charlotte Taylor Swift.
I forgot what the free game was. I know it's week 2. I forgot what it was, though.
I thought it was. I'm looking at the Chiefs schedule. It say week 1 YouTube. Is that one of them?
Hold on.
I thought it was week 2. I thought the free game was week 2
too, though. No, week 1 is YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's week 1.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even count that.
That's definitely. I mean,
that's
that don't count.
Game.
I don't think that counts.
How? They only want to play on Friday.
I don't know if that counts.
Remember the Eagles and Packers play Friday in Brazil? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if that counted as a primetime game, though.
I didn't even count that. If you want to count that, that's 8 right there.
That they got 7?
Yeah, they got
officially
7.
They said they got 7.
Yeah, I'm about to say that officially it says 7.
They got 7 official ones, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think the Thanksgiving one don't count as a primetime. Because it's Fox.
Nah, they playing. That's gonna be on CBS. So Tony Romo gonna have the time of his life.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah. Just know I won't be watching that with the volume up. I'm like, oh, did you see my homes? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, on his own team too. Oof.
Oh man, Romo.
At least it ain't Josh.
Oh, y'all play on CBS? Y'all always do on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Because that's how I tend to play
Lions play on Fox. Yeah, the Lions play on Fox. They play on CBS.
Yeah.
I wish we like 12.
Okay.
I wish we could switch it, but shout out to Detroit and Dallas holding y'all down on Thanksgiving. Now the next team, we rolling right into the NFC East, man. We went in order. If you haven't noticed, we're going in order and packing order of the draft, but also how most of these teams finish the season. And of course, you have your Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, right there. Was that Cooper Rush?
What? Yeah.
The pick.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God. I don't think that played against the Eagles at all this year.
No, I'm saying the pick.
Yeah, that was this year because that was Cooper DeJean running beside him.
Oh my gosh.
Stop slicing that. Derrick Henry had no momentum, bro. He turned around and got hit, bro. It's not hard to do.
Well, look, man, if you see the highlights right here, and if you weren't here for the Cowboys segment, then you tuned in for the Eagles one. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and who's the commander. So schedule, but they say they have one of the toughest schedules the Eagles faced in a long time. I mean, they have had gauntlets, and they have come out on top of those gauntlets. And whoever was the person in charge of this thumbnail, we're gonna have to talk about that. Carl.
All right, so I look at the schedule. Eagles going 0-17. Now that's for Kev.
Okay.
Kev left the room yet? All right, Kev left the room, so now we can talk. All right, so I'm just playing, but
all y'all. All right, bro, calm down now.
But I will say this: that's a nice little tough start for Philly to start the year. I would say a nice little tough 4-game stretch. Divisional game at home. I mean, I know Philly's going to say that the Cowboys are inferior, and I would say that the Eagles are better than the Cowboys, but it's still a divisional game and Dak's first game back, so that's tough. Then you get the Chiefs, and I get it, smoke the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but it's still the Chiefs. So Still got projected that to be tough. And then you play the Rams, who pushed out probably the furthest in the playoffs. Rams, if Kyron Williams don't fumble that ball, are in a great position to actually win that playoff game. So that's going to be a tough one as well. And then the Bucks, I think the Bucks are just a really good team. The Bucks give the Eagles problems. So Kev says it all the time. Vita Vea gives us trouble up the middle, and he thinks Vita Vea gives everybody trouble up the middle. So because he does it to the Eagles, but that's going to be tough for them. Looking at the rest of the schedule, though, and people say the Eagles' schedule is tough. And I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm thinking about the type of team the Eagles have. The schedule doesn't look that tough to me
at all.
The last three is tough for sure. Commanders, Bills, Commanders. That's tough because 2 divisional games, and the Bills are a good team. And Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback, so that's tough. But other than that, mid-schedule, the only tough game I see out of this is the Lions, to be honest with you. And maybe the Cowboys because it's a divisional game. I don't care about the Giants being a divisional game for the Eagles. They smoking them. I'm sorry. But yeah, this schedule, in comparison to how I feel about this Eagles team, isn't tough to me at all.
So
you don't think we put on? You don't think we're gonna put on?
I'm gonna let you fight that.
I said that was tough. I said the end of it.
No, this is what you said. The only thing I see on the schedule. Hold up. The only
I said mid schedule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started off with the beginning, the first 4, and I said the last 3 are gonna be tough because you play the Commanders twice, and Josh Allen is the top 5 quarterback.
No, but you did say the only one that you see that can give them some go
is the Lions mid-schedule.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
See, look, just like the Ravens, I can't really predict their schedule because, like, I do say that, I will say, like, I agree with Carl. The first 4 games of their schedule will be tough, in my opinion. The Cowboys, it's the first game of the season. Like, that's always up in the air. Always up in the air. Week 2, I think the Chiefs will win that game, but we're going to revisit it when we get back to the predicting the schedules. The Rams, I get it. People say they almost beat the Eagles. I feel like if Jalen Hurts was healthy and they were on an evil playing field, Eagles would have won that game by a bigger margin than what they did in Los Angeles, in my opinion. I think the fact that it snowed, it kind of helped the situation for the Rams. And the Buccaneers always play Philly tough. I don't know what they just do. But last year when they played Philly, Philly was hurt. They had injuries. Devontae Smith didn't play. AJ Brown didn't play. Yep. But like Carl said, their schedule is not as hard as everybody's making it out to be, in my opinion. Because they're the first team in NFL history that had 10 plus games versus last year's playoff teams. All right, so they're first team in NFL history to have that. And I think a lot of that has to do with, what's that? What was I? Real good Commander fan take. Let's just do I ain't no typical Commander fan. Anyway.
That's why I say you got to subscribe, man. You done landed on the right place on YouTube, bro. That's all I'm saying.
So, like, I respect the Eagles. They have a great roster. What I'm worried about, you never want to wish this on nobody, but whenever you win a Super Bowl, there's some ish. There's like something that happens, like an injury or something like that happens the next year for you following up to repeat that Super Bowl run. So there's gonna be some, or sometimes people come back and run it and then run the table and get back. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to predict their schedule. It's gonna be hard for me to do that this season. I think it's gonna be based off injury. Because their roster is still good. I think even though they lost players, I think Howie did a great job filling in the holes they had. Saquon coming off a year or 2 with the year he had, I'm pretty sure he's going to be motivated this year to actually break the record. Not saying he will repeat what he did last year, but I know that's going to be a motivation of his to actually break it. Because 2000, he already set that bar. So I'm pretty sure if he get closer, he's going to try to break the actual record. And then they do have another offensive coordinator. So that's the question mark with them right there. We don't know how that's going to go. Like, y'all have a new coach. So we will see, man. We will see. And I'm looking at I think that the beginning is a tough stretch for them. And that's about it.
You don't think
everything else is scattered to me. You said what?
You don't think the last 3 are going to be a tough stretch?
Yeah, because they play us twice in the Bills. Yes, that's gonna be a tough stretch right there. But because they gotta play us twice. But they got 4 different opponents. Even week 5, depending on where they got health wise, if they're hurt, because AJ Brown for some reason is nicked up in like every year. So if they are nicked up, like because when Jalen Hurts don't have an AJ Brown, it's different with him. So if AJ Brown is nicked up when they play Denver, I'm not even trying to look.
I know
Some
where
Eagles
Tomo was
fans,
going when he started smiling, brother, and I
some Eagles
already know
fans,
where everybody go with that.
because Denver defense, it's gonna be better this year in my opinion. I think they'll be a better
Facts.
defense, and they were already good last year.
They added your boy.
So, and that's a home game though. Oof, Bo Nick's gonna struggle.
They added Jade Barron. That's gonna be tough.
Oh man, that's in Philly though.
I think they added Jade Barron. I want to say they did.
So,
Talking about the
but
Broncos.
yeah,
I think so.
But the game I'm looking at the most in this whole schedule outside of division games is that Lions game, week 11. I'm looking forward to that game. It's a Monday night game too.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Oh,
Yeah, Sunday night. Oh, I got quiet. I thought
the Packers Monday night, right?
I was looking to see how you can
Packers
tell.
is Monday night.
You can't.
Oh no, I got it up on ESPN.
I was about to say I only got the schedule Joe got up here, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah, no,
The
I got
Packers
it up
Monday
here
night,
too.
right?
Yeah, and Packers Monday night.
So they got back-to-back primetime games, and they got the Bears Thursday night, and they got the Chargers with that Monday night.
Yep.
So, okay,
Of course, they got the Bears on Black Friday?
Black Friday.
But
yeah.
if you ask me, of course, it's going to be very, very interesting as far as like I don't know what the schedule makers did, or maybe they see a shift happening in the NFC East, because normally those last few games would be Eagles and Cowboys, and now they shifted it to the Commanders that they faced last. So I guess it was like, well, we seen them in the NFC Championship, so why not just give some more prime time or more so storylines to what happened last year, because it is going to be a build up to the playoffs. I am with y'all though. The Eagles team, Howie went up there and built them a team that you can just look at and be like, well, whoever's on the schedule, kind of like the Ravens, you just got to watch it and see how it all plays out, because we seen an Eagles team that was good have a mean collapse, but we also seen that same Eagles team come back and go win the Super Bowl. So it's just like you really don't know what you're gonna get with this team, but you do know they're gonna show up every Sunday. So I can't give them that. If it was me, I would have swapped the Detroit and Dallas game, because we're closer to social media than they are in the offices. And I've seen how the Lions fans, not even Lions fans, Amaran was talking about the Eagles and he wanted to smoke. So I wouldn't want that versus week 11, because like you said, things can happen. And normally around week 11, that's when they would be playing the Cowboys, and you already know what the running theme is there. Dak and Jalen Hurts really don't play each other that much, because something always seems to happen throughout the season where they can't play each other, and then boom. So I'm hoping and fingers crossed that game, that's one of the primetime games. And that's more so not even for Amaran. It's for AJ, because I know it's personal with AJ too. Because AJ
got personal with everybody. AJ got personal beef with Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, but this one is gonna be more entertaining when they actually play, because
that's funny.
I mean, well, because
it was the same thing with Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, and we seen what the 49ers did
with Debo.
Debo. You say one bad thing as a player against the Eagles, he on you. It's smoke.
But see, the thing with Debo, I don't know why AJ was so upset, because I told them that early in the season,
because
they didn't want to believe me. Said what?
Because he made All Pro that year.
But I told him he was trash.
But he made All Pro, so that's
Debo
why he was
not
mad.
Trash.
Not Debo.
Oh,
Cranberry.
Oh.
He made All Pro that year, so that's
don't
why.
Don't tell me he mad at Debo because of that.
Yes, because he made All Pro that year.
Yeah, you forget. Yeah, this is why you got to join the NFL chats, man. We got so many storylines here. But outside of that, if it was in Denver, I would like to see how that game go. It is a different environment at the link for some of these teams. If you haven't been there in a while, it's always going to be a different environment, and that's just what it's going to be. But if Denver can go in there and show them the no-fly zone, that would be very, very interesting. I know we're going to do our predictions, but yeah, I really just want to see how the season plays out with the Eagles coming off of a Super Bowl win, being in what they played in the last two or three, or being close to it. How is this team actually going to resolve? Are they going to bounce back as the team that's going to be like, oh, well, we know we're the 100, or are they just going to rest on their laurels? I don't see it happening, but there's some questions out there. Like, well, you finally got it now. What's next?
And they finally play the Vikings in Minnesota. They play the Vikings every year.
Yeah, now they got an unknown at quarterback, and now it's finally in Minnesota. Hey, man, I think that game in Denver, Bo Pick's going to be like, I got one more in me. Be a lot of interceptions that game.
I ain't saying nothing that was bad about Denver because I came on here and killed the Broncos. I'm only doing that because I want some reverse psychology because I killed them and they were actually good. So
I killed them and they made the playoffs, but we dropped 40 on them, so I don't care.
Colin Sutton, anyway. But yeah, nah. If you're an Eagles fan, you got a lot to talk about. Make sure you do that, man. But yeah, if you're an Eagles fan, you got a lot to brag about, but you're also looking at your schedule and seeing how your team has played against some of the top teams in the league. You just like, bring them on.
Yeah, as an Eagles fan, I'm cooling. If I'm an Eagles fan, because some people not watching say they don't know what I'm saying. I'm a Ravens fan, by the way. If I'm an Eagles fan, I'm cooling.
Yeah, you was born in like the 2000s. Yeah.
Bro, chill out, bro.
What?
Man, this is bringing the chat to the show for real.
I got to show them why they gotta become a superstar member, man.
Respect.
Give them a little bit, but
Carl already went.
Yeah, I went first.
Yeah. I'm tripping. All right, we got last words in. That's perfect. All right,
yeah.
Cool. All right, didn't know that. All right, so my last words. Let's get this crap down here, man. Crap down. I don't want to see this crap no more. What we got? Like this? Oh, like that. Here we go.
Bro, the fact that he was smiling like that, bro. Who caught him like that? That had to have been a personal picture.
Like, come on, man. I know you happy. Smile. It's one of them smiles. Like he's
my God. Here you go. Dang.
That's exactly what that was. He don't smile. He's like, Jalen Hurts, you just won a Super Bowl. He's like, I know. The mission is the mission. It's the main thing. You be like, bro.
He said, I know.
He said,
that's why you're an Eagles fan.
Duh.
I've been watching the Eagles losing the Super Bowl all my life. What you want me to say?
Or the Commanders. Well, we coming though. But anyways, shout out to the whole R2R network. Shout out to the whole R2R family. Make sure y'all subscribe to the other shows that we have on the network. We got, as y'all can see, my boy AJ. I'm a Commanders fan. He's an Eagles fan. We do a show every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. He's also a Lakers fan. I'm a Sad Kings fan.
I want to say you missing a part of the promo.
Sad Kings fan. Like I said in the chat, bad to mediocrity. It's like they passed the baton to Commanders. Like I told my wife last year in the beginning of the season, when the Commanders started off good, I was like, Heidi, this could be the first time in my life that both of my teams are good at the same time. I told her that at the beginning of the season last year. And what they do? Trade De'Aaron Fox and fire Mike Brown.
Hey, Joe, you want to know something else you said? You better hope this ain't true. You said the Commanders was looking like the Kings.
He lied.
I was talking.
You better hope that's not true.
No, it's not. We got AP. We got AP. And we ain't
you was high on Monty McNair the first year.
I was.
Oh man,
you better hope that's not true.
If y'all don't come out and have a good season.
Listen, man. As long as I got JD5, I'm alive.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm real quick. You had De'Aaron Fox. You broke a 16-year gap of not making the playoffs this year.
29.
But Carl, he was already there though. McNair didn't draft him.
But the new coach, new GM,
new energy.
That's the only difference. Was JD wasn't there.
Yeah, he got drafted.
That's the only difference.
He ain't going nowhere.
Of course. Fox wouldn't go nowhere neither if y'all ain't turned, the other way.
Yeah, that man panicked. So he's trying to call it.
No, you said this.
Hold on. Are you trying to say Debo is DeRozan? That's what you trying to say? Say no.
Oh, he might be the old vet.
You're too early.
We're not going
to traded for DeRozan 2 years after making the playoffs. This is year number 1 after making it.
We're not going to speak that. All right. But anyways.
The old vet.
Yeah. Shout out to my Commanders.
And he got a mid-range game. My bad.
Come on, man. Stop it. Got a mid-range game. You do though. All right. But shout out to my Commanders, man. I'm so excited about the season. When I was doing the highlights, y'all, and I was clipping up the Commanders highlights, woo! I was getting up. I was getting high. I was like, yo, year 2 about to be nice. I can't wait. Should we say Will Lamar do his second year, Carl?
Unanimous MVP. But actually, that was his first 4 years. So nice try, buddy. He
But
ain't
he
played
did.
until like midway until after game 9.
Yeah, nah, you right. He was one like 6-1, something like that.
Yeah, Ravens won 5. We switched to Lamar went 6-1 and made the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But JD5, you right. I'm not trying to compare him to Lamar. I'm not like that. I'm just saying Lamar is his second year in the league. He was unanimous MVP.
I rock
I'm
with
not
JD.
saying JD5 ain't gonna do all that. Not saying that, but he gonna be something close though.
I
So
rock with JD. I ain't mad.
I can't wait till next season, man. I can't wait till we do our predictions. I can't wait till the panels. I can't wait to know all that stuff. And I'm glad. I'm happy for the Cowboys. I feel like this year in the NFC East is gonna be a battle, and I can't wait for it. So that's good. That's what I got for y'all. Oh yeah, shout out to my boy Lambo Anlo in the intro, and shout out to my brother Anham with the R2L logo.
Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, it's on me? Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
First thing I would like to say is thank y'all for having me on the show as always. It's always fun. Definitely fun. Shout out to It's Inspire for subbing and everything, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Next, I would like to say that the Tigers are up 4-0 right now against the Blue Jays on the road. So you know what I'm saying? Just keep stacking W's, baby. Let's keep getting them dubs. I think somebody in the parlay chat bet Riley Green for a homer, so he got it. So shout out to you if you did that. Next thing I'd like to say is, hey, Baltimore, we gotta get this ring, Lamar. You gotta get this ring. Let's not put ourselves in situations where we had to come back. Let's dominate in the playoffs, things of that nature. Pistons again, great season. I'm excited for the draft. We are filing a complaint as the HOA for the Wizards on behalf of the Wizards. We are filing a complaint. This is crazy. Even as a Pistons fan, I feel like 6 is preposterous. So yeah, and don't ask me to spell it, but we will be filing a complaint. My last word. Let's see. Go. I'm gonna say, Teddy. Let me know because I'm ready to talk about how we swept the Red Sox. And yeah, I need y'all. I put y'all on that. Y'all gotta beat the Mets for me so they can be off our back for the best record in baseball. Oh, my bad. One more thing. Chargers are the GOAT of the schedule releases. It's nobody that comes close. 3 years straight, they took the W.
They definitely did.
The coach tried to take a W, but then they took it down. And then somebody said, don't worry about it. Be happy. My last words is, and we'll make it quick because we still got to do our lock 'em in right quick. In the red corner, we're going to be live on Sunday at 7. So be prepared for that. It is great that they actually announced the rematch. So now Ty can talk about it and get his jokes off a little bit more. But I also want to say, Joe, when we did the panel last year, you reminded me of something. It was only me and Reese that said the Eagles were going to win the division. And it was because of all the hype that they had going into the season. And I believe my words were, hey, bro, if y'all say y'all everything y'all are, then y'all need to go out and win the division and win it all. And I'm not doing that this year. I'm not going to keep putting this stuff in the ether, man, for y'all to keep getting good. I said the same thing about JD5, and now look, he out here having a good quarterback season. So I'm going to just do what Mark did. And if y'all ask me on the panel, I'm going to say the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. And I'm going to end every show like that. It's not an expectation, but I'm going to just keep saying it because, again, you got to speak it into the universe, speak it into existence. And if you were born after 2000 and when you see the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, just know I might come on here and say the most wildest stuff ever from Dallas because that's where I'm going to be at. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thanks again for the sub. Make sure you come back to all the shows on the network. Hit the like button. Share it with a friend because this is the only place I'm going to say you can get some high-quality content from a divisional rival who's going to actually keep it real while also throwing shots.
And you did a Superstar members already?
Nah.
Shout out to the Superstar members. Shout out to Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach Coombs, Javon, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, it's 2 Mikes, Tone, and Taniqua. And you, make sure you click the link below, become a member today so you can have so you can partake in some of these perks that we got. And I'm definitely signing that partition.
Which one?
HOA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your card's in the mail, Joe.
My car's in the mail. Listen, man, I'm ready to sign it, man.
Okay, I was about to say.
It's a done deal. We getting there, you know, for the long haul.
Hey, keep your lawn clean. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And quiet hours is after 11.
Huh?
Unless your team playing the Lakers or something, you can go crazy. Because the
All
Lakers
right.
coming back. They don't know it, but they coming back.
Yeah. Well, now Luka there, they ain't gonna be back soon.
They gonna trade Luka so they can get the number 1 pick.
Well, Luka might not sign. It's get to it's get the locker, man. I'm gonna go down a whole rabbit hole with that one.
All right, I got mine. And
I
for
got
this
mine too.
and for this Lockerman segment, this is where we basically pick prop bet or a game bet, and you can add this to your parlay. You can add it to a single bet, but we want to let you know, just like it says in the quotes above, that these are our opinions. Again, these are our opinions. We do hit, but sometimes we don't. But these are our opinions. And also, if you do hit, make sure you click the link, become a superstar member, so you can join the R2L parlay chat where there's more people.
Can I talk about that real quick?
Sell it. Go ahead. There you go.
Because I'm actually in the parlay chat, and we've been on fire lately. Me and Teddy today just hit Pete Crow Armstrong home run tonight. Well, early at 2:00. We hit on that. So the parlay chat has been on fire lately. So definitely you want to join to become the parlay chat because we've been on fire.
Click the link in the description.
Gifts. More gifts.
I'm saying.
So you got your, you said?
Yeah, I got. If everybody ready, then we could just go in row. Go ahead,
I'm
Joe.
ready. I do want to ask this, Carl. I can't see it. It's probably too late. I want to know SGA over and under.
Nah, it's definitely not too early. I got you.
You got me?
Yeah, I'm about to look for it right now.
All right. Go ahead, Tomo.
Oh, Joe
That's
stepping
what I'm
out
going
on the limb. He going prop bets. Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna go with this series here. I'm going back to NHL, and I'm gonna just stick with my home away from home. I'm going with the Dallas Stars. I just had it up against the Winnipeg Jets. They got a 1.5 spread. Man, that hook be killing me, man. Pause. That hook be killing me. But I'm going 1.5.
Plus or minus?
Minus 1.5 with the Dallas Stars.
Oh yeah, you gotta take it.
Yep. Yeah. I had my last week, by the way.
I did too.
SGA points is at over under 30.5.
Let's get it. We're going over. SGA over 30.5. The game Sunday though. So ain't
Sunday
tomorrow.
3:30.
SGA points.
I want to make that. I didn't say that in the beginning. These are for games prior to. So if you're watching this on Friday, these are for the games on Saturday. If you're watching this on Saturday morning, this is for the game today. And Joe just said his game is on Sunday. But Dallas Stars, they play on Saturday.
Mine is on Saturday too. And I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm going to go to baseball.
Don't do it.
Nationals, money line against the Orioles, plus 128.
You doing this on purpose?
No, I'm not. I can explain why I'm picking it.
Go ahead.
Are they down right now?
Kyle Gibson sucks. Kyle Gibson is pitching for the Orioles. Give me the Nationals money line versus the Orioles.
And look, the Nash lose, he gonna go in the chat and start spazzing on the Nationals.
Oh no, I'll just celebrate. This is a win-win. I didn't do that on purpose, but it is a win-win.
It says a win-win.
But I do want to say one more thing. CTC is pushed back to Sunday, so I will be live Sunday.
Oh, let's get it.
What time?
TBD.
You don't have a schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Carl, it's
never have a schedule
notification
time,
on.
TBD.
Take a notification on. All right, y'all. So that's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all Tuesday at the next episode. And by Tuesday, we'll know who's in the conference finals. Let's get it.
I know one team that's not.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.